count on my fingers how many have not been able to get pain-free or at least adequate pain relief. And I remember every one of those. There's not that many. Even people who nothing else helped just made their pain go away. If I had to pick between morphine and the Curamin or the N-Pain, I would take the herbals. I think more effective, especially in fibro pain. What I would do if you have severe pain is take 2-3 times a day of both of these. We find for most pain, 1-3 times a day will do the job of the Curamin, but for fibro pain, we're finding it's 2-3 times a day. So you use one or the other or both together. Give it 6 weeks. And then you'll find you can drop the dose often to 1 or 2 a day. And just pick one of them. Either one is fine. But know that there is pain relief naturally. Now, I'm not going to go through extensively each of these other kind of pain. I just want you to know that the treatments exist. Again, you can find the information on my website for free at vitality101.com, my book Pain Free 123. And the book outside, Real Cause, Real Cure, will go through each of these kind of pains and tell you how to get rid of them naturally. Carpal tunnel syndrome, a lot of you have it with this disease. Vitamin B6, thyroid, and Risplant will usually get rid of it without surgery. Nerve pain, lipoic acid, 300 milligrams twice a day. Acetylcarnitine, 2,000 milligrams a day, and the vitamin powder. But again, this is all in the Real Cause, Real Cure book. Instead of $33, they're giving it away for free if you buy something for like $15. It's like, hey, thank you, Dave.
Hey, the way I look at it is, you've given so much good information, and you get a product, and you get a book. I mean, hey, you get 2 in 1.
Before he gets sane again, go out and get the book and get some products with it, so you get that. It will go through each of these kinds of pains. You don't have to scribble frantically. Migraines. How many of you have migraines? It's funny, when I was on CNN the last time, the person in front of me was a professor talking about new research where they cut out a big chunk of face muscle to decrease migraines 50%. And I had to bite my tongue because it's tacky to diss the person who was on right before you on CNN, because vitamin B2 will decrease, riboflavin will decrease migraines 69%. This is in double-blind studies after 6 weeks. This brings it way down. Magnesium, very effective at preventing migraines. Also, if you have an acute migraine, 1 gram of intravenous magnesium over 15 minutes will make it go away 85% of the time. And it won't come back that episode. Why doesn't the emergency room doctor hear about that? Because magnesium costs a nickel. Nobody's going to pay to get those studies to them. So, other things for acute migraine, the Butterbur called Petadolex can be very helpful. Excedrin migraine is as effective in head-on studies as the expensive medications like Imitrex and Emerge. But your doctor won't hear about that because it's 50 cents. So again, I talk mostly about the natural, but there's a place. So the Excedrin migraine, very helpful. They underdose it on the bottle. The dosing I use here is the dose I would recommend. But for prevention, natural remedies are wonderful for prevention. So the vitamin B2, 400 milligrams a day. Again, give it 6 weeks, 67 to 69%, depending on the study you look at. Butterbur, B12, coenzyme Q10, and magnesium. Most of you will find when you do the vitamin powder, that's the energy revitalization. It's going to give the magnesium, the B12 and B6 and B2. You're going to find after 6 weeks your migraine frequency and most other pains will go way down. This is the foundation. Really simple. It's not glamorous like Nutrient X that's $10 a day. It's fairly low cost, very reasonable, but covers your foundation really well. A couple other things. Arthritis we talked about. Osteoporosis we talked about, but mention again. Strontium, the mineral strontium, almost twice as effective as Fosamax, 170% as effective. And then you want to go ahead and we'll take an OsteoStrong product. I don't think they have that here tonight. Do you guys have OsteoStrong in the store? It's Europharma. I would get that. OsteoStrong by Europharma. Take the strontium, 680 milligrams in the morning and the rest at night. The OsteoStrong. You'll find it helps a lot. So my book, Pain Free 123. There are fibromyalgia and fatigue centers around the country, fibroandfatigue.com. These doctors are trained by me. They know how to treat it. Other natural remedies can be helpful. I'm not saying what I'm doing is the way. I'm saying it's a way to treat. And then I want to wrap up by talking about the mind-body connection. Most illnesses have a psychodynamic. multiple sclerosis, it's repressed your age, uterine cancer, helpless, hopeless personality, heart attacks. High hostility associated with heart attacks. So does that mean if somebody comes in with crushing chest pain, the doctors say, oh, just relax, meditate? No, you put them on the intensive care unit. But they're treating the psychodynamic is helpful. So let's look at CFS and fibro, the psychodynamic that I see often. If you think about this being an energy crisis in your body, think of what recipe is a better way to wipe out energy than having low self-esteem as a child, overachieving, trying to get approval from somebody who just wasn't going to give it. So what do? You have trouble with one word, and that word is no. And you take care of everybody except yourself. So when the chairwoman of 1,000 ways to waste everybody's time comes and you see them walking down the street and everybody else is running out of the room, and you're like a deer in the headlights frozen, and she comes up and says, but we really need you to do this. And your gut's going, run! And what's your mouth saying? Okay. Yeah. So doctor's orders. I hereby say do not take on anything that will take more than 3 hours of your time without first going home and seeing how it feels to you. And you tell the person, I probably can't. The doctor said he'd drink my neck if I did, but I'll get back to you. If I do change my mind, I'll tell you in the next 24 hours. So it's on autopilot that you don't do anything that's done. And you're going to get home and go, oh, thank you, God. Dodged that bullet, okay? So people ask also, should I see a psychologist? We're about 1 minute in. Should I see a psychiatrist? And I say, well, like any severe chronic disease, you see one if you feel like it. If you feel like it's overwhelming enough that you need help. But people tend to go into what they have. I had chronic fatigue syndrome. My cardiologist friend has heart disease. My gastroenterologist friend is lactose intolerant. And my psychiatry friends are crazy. So you want to make sure that the person you've seen has done their own inner work. Many of them are brilliant because they've done their own internal work. But you want to make sure that psychoanalyst is one word and not two. Okay? And you'll know by how it feels to see them. A couple quick resources. I have a free email newsletter. If you sign up at vitality101.com, it will keep you up to date each week. Short, sweet, fun, interesting. We don't have the community board, but what I have now instead is a Facebook page where it's facebook.com/Dr. Teitelbaum, Dr. and then Teitelbaum. I'm on there most days answering questions. So that's how I do Q&A, and I'll answer a bunch of questions each day. So it's a good way to stay informed. I invite you to join on our Facebook group. There's the online symptom analysis program. There's the Cures A to Z iPhone and Android app. There's all kinds of stuff out there. I have done, whatever way I can to get the information out there. We're doing it. Some of my other books, book, blah. Okay. So anyway, you can get your vitality back. You can get pain-free. This was an editorial in the Journal of the American Academy of Pain Management. The person writing the editorial noted, Teitelbaum's treatment approach is an excellent and highly effective part of the standard of practice for treating fibromyalgia and myofascial pain syndrome, muscle pain. So it's starting to get noticed by more and more doctors. So the bottom line, the new news. Most of you have been hearing yesterday's weather. Oh, it's not real. There's nothing you can do about it. That's yesterday's weather. The current reality is that chronic fatigue syndrome, pain, and fibromyalgia are now treatable. But I want you to say this. Let's say this all together so you can see what that feels like. Let's do it. Chronic fatigue syndrome, pain, and fibromyalgia are now treatable. That was pathetic. How long have you been waiting for that headline? Long time. So let's say it so loud that the people at the front desk, everybody's going, what's going on? Loud as you can. Let's do it. Chronic fatigue syndrome, pain, and fibromyalgia are now treatable. That was a little better. A little better. One more time so it really sinks into your bones. So loud that the people in Washington, D.C. figure that people are angry and they're saying something. Let's loud as we can. Let's do it. Chronic fatigue syndrome, pain, and fibromyalgia are now treatable. And so they are. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dr. Teitelbaum. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Dr. Teitelbaum will be out at the table. He will be able to answer more of your questions. We're just going to
Can
go.
we take a couple questions here first?
If you want to take one or two questions, anybody got something we can do? I don't mind. Okay, one question.
Probiotics, the only ones that really work are the ones encapsulated?
The probiotics that I use are the ones that come in the little pearls.
So you have to take the beef gelatin to get them.
Those
No.
are not gelatin
I
in the
don't-
pearls.
I
The
don't-
pearls
they're
are
little
not
pearls.
gelatin. No, I don't think it's, the pearls aren't, I don't think. Are they? Maybe they are.
I don't know. Never even looked at that. But they're enteric coated, but they do have the pearl. It's vegetable oils. It does have some gelatin, but I'm not sure if it's beef gelatin.
There are varieties that use veggie caps, though, that are enteric coated. So,
There you go.
anyway.
But get one that won't dissolve in the stomach acid.
All right, one more.
Yeah. So here's the thing. What's better, dark chocolate or light? And it's a dark chocolate because it's higher in antioxidants. And the higher the cocoa level, like 85%, the more it helps fatigue. But a study looking at it for heart disease showed that both of them work. So I recommend the dark chocolate, but... Oh, Dove. Oh, no. I think the Dove tastes really good. Okay? And what I recommend, because it's not low calorie, any of the chocolates, so what you want to do is take just one or two squares, a little bit, have a little ritual. You have a nice bath, hot bath with candles, bath salts, a glass of red wine, and you melt the chocolate on your tongue and you sit back. Even throw some Epsom salts into the bath so your muscles relax. But whichever one tastes best to you, that's what I'd go with.
One more. All right.
Say again.
Artificial sweeteners.
Let's talk about, if you don't have the sugar, how do you get the sweetness? I like stevia. Stevia is very good. But the problem with stevia is it's not filtered properly. It's going to taste bitter, and you're going to say, ugh, I'll never do that again. So there's a couple. Sweet Leaf is my favorite. And you'll have that in the store. Sweet Leaf tastes really good. Have all you want. If you're stuck with one of the pink, yellow, or blues out there in the restaurant and you don't have the stevia, the pink one, which is the saccharin, I think has withstood the test of time. Is it a health food? No. But I think it's a lot better than NutraSweet or Splenda, which I'm not really thrilled with. So stevia would be the number one that I would do. And the Sweet Leaf is one that I recommend. There's a couple other good tasting brands, but I think that's the best one.